Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit.
Ahead of the 10th MotoGP 2025 series to be held at the Silverstone circuit, attention is focused on Marc Marquez, the flagship rider of the Ducati Lenovo team. The 8-time world champion has begun to show a consistent performance that threatens the dominance of his rivals, including his own teammate, Francesco Bagnaia. After impressive performances in the last few series, Marquez is now only narrowly adrift of the top of the standings. His rapid adaptation to the Desmosedici GP25 has led many observers to consider that Marquez is no longer just a candidate, but a real threat in the title race this season. Marc is a real fighter. After several seasons full of injuries and adaptations, he is now back to his best form. Silverstone could be a decisive turning point, said Davide Tardizzi, Ducati Lenovo team manager. Silverstone, with its fast track and technical characteristics, is known as one of the circuits that suits Marquez's aggressive racing style. Last season, he showed great potential despite still being in a satellite team. Now, with full support from the factory, his chances of a podium or even a win are very open. However, the challenges do not come from outside Ducati alone. Internal rivalry with Bagnaia, who currently leads the standings, could spark fierce competition on the track. Ducati must be careful to maintain a balance between their two top riders so as not to harm the team's overall strategy. With predictably changeable weather conditions and pressure from other riders such as Jorge Martin, Pramac Racing, and Fabio Quartararo, Yamaha, Marquez will have to be perfect from the practice sessions to the main race if he wants to keep a tight grip on the top of the table. The 2025 Silverstone MotoGP will be a proving ground, whether Marc Marquez really returns to being the feared, the baby alien, or instead faces great pressure that could hinder his rise with Ducati. On the other hand, Marquez's transformation on the Desmosedici. The 2025 season marks a new era in Marquez's career. After leaving Repsol Honda, the team that made his name, he decided to join Ducati Lenovo, a team that in recent seasons has been known to be technologically dominant and racing results. This move was met with skepticism, given Marquez's typical racing style, which is known to be aggressive and prone to taking high risks, in contrast to the precision approach used by Ducati riders. However, in just a few series, Marquez managed to silence the critics. After adapting to the characteristics of the Desmosedici GP25, he began to lock up podium after podium, even tasting dramatic victories at Assen and Sachsenring. He now sits in the top 3 of the standings, just a few points behind the defending champion and his teammate, Francesco Bagnaia. Silverstone, favorite circuit and potential dominance. Silverstone circuit, known for its fast and technical characteristics, is one of those tracks that always brings surprises. With fast corners like Maggots Beckets and hard-braking sectors like Stowe and Vale, Silverstone demands the perfect balance of speed and agility, two aspects that Marquez now seems to possess with Ducati. Historically, Marquez has a pretty impressive record at Silverstone, including an epic duel against Alex Rins in 2019 that ended only 1,000th of a second apart. Now, with a Ducati bike that is superior in acceleration and top speed, many people think Silverstone could be an important momentum for Marquez to overtake his rivals in the standings. A serious threat to Bagnaia and Ducati itself. Ironically, Ducati's biggest threat this season could come from within the team itself. The professional relationship between Marquez and Bagnaia appears harmonious in public, but the competition on the track shows high tension. Several near-contact incidents on the track have already occurred this season, fueling speculation that Ducati's internal situation could heat up if not managed properly. Bagnaia, who has been Ducati's mainstay in the title race for 2 consecutive seasons, will certainly not remain silent as his new teammate begins to steal the spotlight and push his way to the top. Both are now under pressure. Marquez wants to prove that he's not finished, while Bagnaia wants to maintain his status as the team's #1 rider. Intense competition, external pressure. Outside the Ducati team, rivalries are also getting hotter. Jorge Martin of the Pramac Racing team is still a strong contender, while Fabio Quartararo is showing signs of a resurgence after Yamaha introduced an engine update. Not to forget, Pedro Acosta, the sensational rookie from Gasgas Tech 3, also began to steal important points. With the notoriously unpredictable weather conditions in the UK, the free practice and qualifying sessions are expected to be crucial. The slightest mistake could make all the difference between starting on the front row or falling to the middle of the grid. Marquez, between ambition and pressure. For Marc Marquez, Silverstone is more than just a racing series. It's a stage to show that he's still a rider to be reckoned with in the title race. After years of injury and setbacks with Honda, he is now in an ideal position to carve out the most dramatic comeback story in modern MotoGP history. I feel more and more comfortable with this bike. The team is working great, and I'm enjoying racing again, Marquez told a press conference ahead of the Silverstone GP. But I know every race is a fight. Nothing is easy. Conclusion: all eyes on the number 93. The 2025 Silverstone MotoGP is predicted to be one of the most decisive series of the season. Not only because of the intense competition between the top riders, but also because of the presence of Marc Marquez, who returned to winning ways. Will this be the start of a new era of Marquez's dominance with Ducati? Or will internal and external pressures become a stumbling block in his quest to reclaim the world crown? Former two-time MotoGP world champion Casey Stoner is back in the spotlight after commenting on Marc Marquez's performance with the Ducati team. Stoner, known as one of the most talented riders in MotoGP history, gave high praise to Marquez, who he believes has shown extraordinary abilities since joining the manufacturer from Bologna. Marc is a really complete rider. He can master all aspects on the track, from hard braking, to fast maneuvers in corners, to acceleration out of corners. Even in non-ideal track conditions, he is still able to perform consistently, said Stoner in an exclusive interview with MotoGP Media. According to Stoner, Marquez has not only successfully adapted to the Ducati, but has also begun to show the full potential that makes him one of the most dangerous riders on the track. What makes him extraordinary is his ability to read the race. He knows when to attack, when to defend. When a rider can combine racing instincts with perfect technical control like that, then there is almost no gap to beat him, he added. As the only rider to have led Ducati to a world title before the Francesco Bagnaia era, Stoner knows very well how difficult it is to conquer the Desmosedici. But he said that Marquez was already on the right track, even faster than many people expected. I have experienced firsthand how complicated it is to bring Ducati to the highest level. But Marc looks very comfortable on the bike. He was able to extract maximum performance from the Ducati engine and chassis in a short time. That's not something all riders can do, explained Stoner. This praise from Stoner certainly adds to the long list of observers and MotoGP legends who recognize Marc Marquez's capacity as one of the best of all time. Many believe that if Marquez continues to show improvements like this, Ducati's new dominance in MotoGP could become a reality, this time led by the 8-time world champion. If he continues like this, there's not much that can stop him. The rivals will have to start thinking twice about facing him on the track. He is not only fast, but also smart, and now has a very competitive motorbike. That combination is very deadly, Stoner concluded. Marquez's presence at Ducati clearly brings a new dimension to the race for the MotoGP world title this season. With the full support of the team and the performance of the motorbike that continues to improve, it is possible that the world will again witness a new dominance, this time in Ducati's signature red. On the other hand, Marc Marquez has finally officially donned the red Ducati jersey this season, and the MotoGP world is in awe. Not just because his transition from Honda to Ducati was so dramatic, but also because of the way he instantly bonded with the Desmosedici bike, a machine known for being powerful, but not easy to beat. One of those who voiced their admiration was former world champion and Ducati icon, Casey Stoner. In an exclusive interview, Stoner, who once symbolized Ducati's glory with the 2007 world title, made a meaningful comment about Marquez. "What Marc is doing right now is incredible. He came to Ducati with a lot of pressure, but in a short time he already looks like a rider who was born with this bike. He can master all aspects on the track, braking techniques, control during acceleration, racing lines, even how he reads the opposition. I don't think there's a real gap to beat him at the moment," Stoner said. As a rider who has also experienced the challenge of taming the Desmosedici, Stoner understands that not all riders are able to adapt their riding style to the wild yet powerful characteristics of the Ducati bike. Marquez, however, seems to be able to turn weaknesses into strengths. It usually takes a season or more for a rider to really understand the character of the Ducati. But Marc only needed a few races to appear threatening. That shows a level of skill and adaptation that few people have, added Stoner. Marquez himself has indeed shown danger signals for his rivals. Several times he appeared on the front row, even when the bike conditions were not yet fully adapted to his racing style. His confidence, combined with Marquez's trademark competitive spirit, created a blend that made rivals have to start being wary. According to Stoner, what separates Marquez from other riders is not just speed, but how he thinks on the bike. He knows when to take risks and when to hold back. He's smart, fast, and knows how to play with pressure. When a rider like that is given the right bike, he will be very difficult to beat.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your fucking clout, it be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things